This news just came out and it's already scaring everyone. A quarterback surrounded by doubts, another that no one expected to see in the future plans, and a locker room about to become the stage for a dispute that promises to shake everything up in Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders arrived with a name, but not without noise. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and even Fernando Mendoza enter the radar at a time when every detail matters. And with training camp approaching, decisions are starting to weigh. Subscribe to the channel if you're a true Browns fan. Alright, picture this. The Cleveland Browns went ahead and grabbed Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round this April, and a lot of fans thought they'd struck gold with their quarterback of the future. But hold up, remember what round he came from. We've seen unicorns like Tom Brady or Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant himself, defy the odds. But generally, late-round QBs don't become franchise grinders for a decade. It's not impossible, but it's rare. Which brings us to the real talk. The Browns might not be fully sold on Sanders just yet. Spot on with their pick? Totally possible. But smart money says they'll still be eyeing a QB in 2026. And who's that? Glad you asked. Joe DeLeon from Pro Football Network dropped a spicy projection in his 2026 mock draft. He's pegging the Browns to roll the dice on Indiana Hoosiers QB Fernando Mendoza with the first overall pick. No, he's not a household name now, but he might be by the time spring 2026 rolls around. DeLeon points to some serious upside. Mendoza had that look at him play kind of vibe even during his 2024 stint at Cal, maybe a cannon for an arm, natural feel for the game. That kind of potential is the kind of juice Cleveland wants if they're hitting reset at QB. Digging into Mendoza's numbers from 2024, after transferring to Indiana, he threw for over 3,000 yards, kept it clean with 16 touchdowns to just 6 picks, and hit a slick 68.7% completion rate. Toss in 30 TDs combined over 2023 and 2024, and you've got a guy racking up highlight reel stats. Does it make sense taking a QB that early, knowing the talent pool in 2026 could be stacked? Maybe or maybe not, but that's part of the Browns' puzzle now. If Mendoza's the real deal, if he keeps growing, learning, and lighting it up, Cleveland could very well pivot from Sanders to Mendoza by draft day. So, bottom line, Shedur's got his shot. But until he proves he's not a draft-late fluke, the Browns just might be thinking ahead, waiting, and readying to grab the next big thing. Is Shedeur really ready for this challenge? Comment below, because what comes next could change the Browns' plans sooner than expected. The Browns are about to roll into training camp with an absolute quarterback circus, and guess who's stealing the spotlight? None other than Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, that's right. The guy most folks had pegged as a surefire first-rounder ends up falling all the way to the 5th round. And if you're wondering why, well, one scout didn't hold back. We didn't like his attitude. Yikes. This all comes from Athlon Sports' Deep Dive Browns scouting report, and apparently, this particular scout was not impressed with how Sanders carried himself throughout the draft process. Said he wasn't ready, didn't take things seriously, and basically treated the whole thing like a high school group project. Harsh, but that sentiment seems to echo what people have been whispering for months. Now, while the Browns technically picked Dillon Gabriel a round earlier, all eyes were glued to Sanders during June minicamp. Despite the chatter, folks are still trying to figure out what exactly caused him to tumble down the draft board, and it's looking like that mystery will follow him into training camp. That said, the Browns' QB room is an eclectic mix. You've got old-school Joe Flacco, coming off a storybook run last year that earned him Comeback Player of the Year. He signed back in April after leading Cleveland to the playoffs last season like it was 2012 again. Then there's Kenny Pickett, trying to reboot his career. And of course, the two rookies, Gabriel and Sanders, who are the wild cards in this whole thing. Now back to Sanders. The same scout who blasted his draft process still admitted the kid has potential, just needs a reality check. According to him, if Shedeur can cut out the bad habits like staring down receivers and eating too many sacks, there's a legit path for him to become the guy in Cleveland. But make no mistake, he's not the most athletic dude out there, so he's gonna have to win with smarts and polish. Rookies hit camp on July 18th and the vets follow a week later. So buckle up, because this Browns QB battle is gonna be absolute must-watch madness. And Shedeur? He's either gonna prove everyone wrong or give the critics more fuel. If the present is still uncertain, imagine what lies ahead. Cleveland needs more than hope to get the leadership right. Subscribe to the channel and follow every step of this soap opera.